people just love watching him, love him doing his thing, scoring hat tricks to get milestones, passing all these legends. It's only going to get crazier.
Tom, first of all, congratulations on the deal. How much of that is just the weight off your shoulders, the piano off the back, all of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I kind of expressed that I wanted to be there. I think the team kind of met us on that, and then we just figured out everything pretty quickly and got it done before the season. So I love it there. It's where I always knew I wanted to be, and the team kind of reciprocated that, and it's got it done.
You know, we were talking off the air a little bit, like, you know, that teams call for you, and, you know, you're a very unique player in this game with a unique skill set. When you hear rumors about yourself, what goes through your mind? Because, I mean, you love it in Washington. They love you. You hear these things.
Yeah. I mean, you never really try and think about it too much. When you wake up and Twitter's buzzing kind of randomly about LA or Ottawa or wherever, I don't know. It's kind of fun. Like it's part of the gig. But I think everybody knew I wanted to stay in DC, and I was hoping, I mean, the odd time I had to just text my agent or PR guy in Washington and say, hey, what's going on here? Like,
does the PR guy get back to you? Because he never gets back to us.
Yeah.
Like, does he get back to you?
He said, don't worry, Elliot's taking care of it. You know, we're talking to Mac, all that. So, I mean, often there's smoke where there's fire. I mean, you never really know. I'm sure there's a little bit of that. It's part of the business, but yeah. I was happy to kind of put that all to bed and get to stay in DC.
As you know, Brian MacLellan has a little bit of a temper. And like, I have to say that I don't know if I've seen a team push back on that buzz as much as the Capitals pushed back on yours. Like, they were adamant. Nothing is happening here. There
was a couple good video clips of death stares and him kind of looking at the media and like they're asking where this came from, and he's like, you guys, you know, like, what, you know, where do you think? So it was a couple days of that. It wasn't too crazy, but then everyone's like, oh, he's going to LA, he's going to Ottawa. I'm like, okay, enough is enough.
Have you ever been on the receiving end of a Brian MacLellan death stare?
Not yet. On my last deal, he kind of called me. We were talking after my previous deal when I signed with Washington. Forget what he said to me, but he's basically like, all right, like, don't make me look bad. Like, you know, keep doing your thing. Or what. I don't know exactly what he said, but it was a 6-year deal and I was coming off a 2-year deal or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, all right, let's do this. Like, it was 5-6 years ago now, but that was fun. He's got a good sense of humor. Yeah. And, keeps his cards close.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I wanted to ask you was the last Olympic team, the one that unfortunately didn't end up going. Were you ever told if you were on that team?
I was never told if I was on that team. No, but I know that I was in the hunt. I think what I was told the last time was there was a couple guys left for one spot. And I still was at the table. So I don't know how much validity or truth there is to that.
I think it was real. Like, I think it was real.
It was, that whole experience was pretty crazy for me because, you know, Team Canada it's just like a different monster, right? Like, it's just this team that is held up at the highest, the best players in the world and all the superstars. So that was pretty cool.
Have you ever thought about what it would be like to be in the same dressing room as Sidney Crosby?
Yeah, it doesn't really count, but I was chatting with him yesterday when he was coming off the ice, and such a great person. I haven't crossed paths with him off the ice much. We haven't got into it too much on the ice either. So with considering the rivalry, you know, I just try to make sure that he doesn't make me look bad out there. And but he seems like a great person, and I mean, to be in that room with the caliber of players that were on those calls and doing some of the meetings leading up to the Olympics was just, it was definitely kind of a pinch me moment to be mentioned with some of those names.
One follow-up on the Olympic thing, and you mentioned that, you know, Team Canada is its own beast. What would that mean to you? Like every Canadian kid grows up and it's, Stanley Cup, but it's also, now the Olympics are a reality.
Yeah.
Gold medal Olympics, like it's on, hockey players, bucket lists, check mark lists.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it perfectly. When you're a kid in the backyard, on the backyard rink, when you're growing up, it's NHL, Stanley Cup, Team Canada gold medal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the hockey resume that matters most to every Canadian kid. Olympic gold medal, I should say. And I think growing up, seeing some of those teams, seeing Sid score that goal in Vancouver, those moments are just like such proud hockey moments, and something that every kid that's playing the game dreams of doing. So, I mean, it never happened. So it's fun to talk about it. Who knows if I would have been there, but just to be part of that process and to be mentioned in that group of players was pretty cool.
Just summer of change in Washington. New head coach, some player changes. It's been a long time since we've seen the Capitals try to reload on the fly like this. What did you think watching everything that was going down?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with the coaching staff for sure, and I think Carbs is coming in. He's hungry, he's motivated. You can just feel the excitement from him. Like he wants to do well. You feel the genuine approach. Like he wants the team to do well. He wants individuals to do well, and he's hungry. So that's great. And I think with a proud group like ours, when you don't make the playoffs, there's a bit of a chip on your shoulder. Guys, there's winners in that room. They want to get back to playing meaningful hockey at the end of the year in the playoffs. If you don't make the playoffs, it feels like a bit of a waste of a year. Like we want to be playing in those games, whether it's game 1 or game 20 or whatever in the playoffs. That's the big time. That's when you want to be playing. So there's definitely a cool feeling in the room. Like I think guys are excited if we can get healthy and things fall into place. We've built a culture and an identity there where we were a team to be reckoned with pretty much every night for 10 years. And we need to get back to that. And that's where we want to be.
I don't know that there was one team that felt one injury more than you guys did with John Carlson.
Yeah.
Like a look at the
People used to joke with me last year that Carlson should win the Norris because we finally realized how valuable he
Hart
was.
because of that.
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah.
Like
Well, the one year he almost won the Norris. I think he was on a point per game through
Yes.
like 50, 60 games.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I don't know who won it that year, but
Yossi.
Yossi.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that the year we stopped or something, or maybe not, but he's a horse for us.
Yeah.
Like he's steady back there. He's got great offensive mind. And he's just like, if you've seen him off the ice, he's a big guy. Like he's powerful. You don't realize it when he's out there, but when he wants to skate, he's powerful. He can defend. And it was really unfortunate. Like when Backy and I kind of got healthy and came back, I don't know if we even played. I think he was already hurt before we came back.
Yeah.
So we missed him for sure. He's just a steady rock on the blue line for us.
I was going to say, I know that players, I understand that we all do, injuries it's part of the deal, right? When you're a pro athlete in a contact sport like hockey. But how much do you look at last year and say, you know what? If we had John Carlson in the lineup, things are different.
Yeah, I think, you know what? We were so close down the stretch. Like there were some big games that when we were right in the hunt, right in the wild card race, if one game had gone our way, it would have built momentum. Like there was a game in Pittsburgh, I remember down the stretch that like we started winning a couple of games. We were feeling good. We might get in, and then we didn't get that game. And there was a few of those. And I think a guy like Johnny, like you pull some of those games in your direction, like he makes a difference. So there was maybe a handful of games. We ended up being 10 whatever points back, but that was the end result. It's always tough down the line once you're out. You maybe not playing with that same hunger as a group, but there was a couple games where I think if we had Johnny, we could have pulled him our way. It would have put us in right in the hunt, and who knows, but you miss a guy like that. It's tough when you have injuries, especially with a guy of his caliber.
Last one for me, Tom. Ovechkin over the next couple of years, he's going to break that goal scoring record. And I was thinking, I was reading an interview with Mark McGuire the other day. It's 25th year anniversary of him breaking the home run record.
Okay.
And he was just talking about how crazy it was, like looking back, like everybody who was there and just the whole craziness of that chase. Have you thought at all about what that is going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible what he's doing for everybody in hockey, and he's so inclusive to his teammates and his organization and his city to make everybody feel like they're a part of it. And I feel like the whole sport of hockey feels like they're a part of it. Like they're what people are, the ride that people are being brought on right now with O is something that no one ever thought we would ever see or may ever happen again. And he just does it with such fun to his game. You know, people just love watching him, love him doing his thing, scoring hat tricks to get milestones, passing all these legends, and it's only going to get crazier. But as a teammate, I think his success and the team's success kind of go hand in hand. If he's scoring goals and he's playing well, the team's going to do well. And you know, I'm sure he'll be looking at me and Kuzi and Backy and Osh to get him the puck and make sure he has a chance to shoot it. And but he's just one of those guys. You get him the puck, he'll do his thing, and it's been so fun to play with him. And he makes you feel like you're a part of it. And to have a front row seat is pretty special to see what he's doing, and watched him growing up. And now you get to be a part of it and try and support him any way you can.
You know, he's been in the game a long time. As you well know, and he's heard everything about his game. And you've heard a lot of people talk about Ovechkin and his game. What do you think everybody gets wrong about Ovechkin? Like, is there one thing where you look at and you say, how can you say this about Ovechkin? This is not even close to being true.
I think how much he cares. Like, I mean, for a while there, people were like, oh, he's a great player, but maybe he's not going to win. Or like, this guy's held the bulk of the load for our team and as a superstar for 15 years, 15 plus years. Yeah. And you don't get to be that good and that consistent without how much hunger and care you have for your own game, your team's game, winning. Mm-hmm. And he's just like the hungriest guy that he's never satisfied, and he cares. Like, he's had numerous conversations with me over the years about how to be better, how to make, you know, how to make my game better, how to be a better leader from his eyes. Like, we grew up on opposite sides of the world and we're different people, and he's always trying to help me in whatever way he can. And he's a great teammate, and he makes coming to the rink every day just that much more fun. Like, he's such a personality. He's himself through and through, and he makes it fun for everybody in that room from day one that they come on board with the Capitals. You see all these guys that revamp their careers in Washington, and it starts with him. They come in, they're welcomed, and you are who you are, and everybody has fun and is part of the team. And that's just, it's a cool way that he leads. It's very, very unique. And I guess some people may not see that from the outside.
Listen, it's bizarre not seeing Washington in the playoffs. And I know you're going to do your best to rectify that this season. Best of luck this upcoming season.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.